Holy fuck. Holy dude. What the hell? Alright, we are back in Hua Hin, and this is going to be another Herping Around Hua Hin episode, just like the first one. So after I came back from southern Thailand, I didn't film anything for a few days, and that's because I just wanted to review the footage I shot previously. I knew some of it was going to be poor, and I definitely wanted to improve on it, so I did some editing and tried to take notes on where I could improve. So hopefully you'll be able to see this in this episode. But basically what's been going on around here is we've had 2 days of consecutive non-stop rain, totally out of season. Usually it doesn't rain at this time of year, but it's just been crazy. Everything's flooded, there's frogs everywhere, and I'm gonna get out on the roads, do some cruising, do some shining around my torch and see what I can find. And then later I'm gonna meet up with David and walk around our complex, see what's going on around here. I'm pretty optimistic there's gonna be a lot of snakes about, so let's see what we can find. Let's go. All right guys, first find of the night is a really surprising one. I've actually found not one, but 2 mountain bronzebacks sleeping right next to each other. This is the species of Dendrolaphis which inhabits the drier lowlands of Thailand. So I prefer not to call them mountain bronzebacks, I like to call them Burmese bronzebacks. This one, as you can see, is heavily in shed, so we're not going to spend much time looking at this one. I'm going to quickly take you over to the other one. Okay, so as I expected that the other one was a much nicer individual, not in shed, I got it down from up there and man was I right. This is such a great individual of this species. Perfect one to show you as the first time seeing this species on the channel. This one's got that really sort of bronzish gold head. You can see that vertebral stripe which it has on the neck, and you can see the blue between the scales. Now, this is probably the most dull coloration-wise species of bronzeback in Thailand, which is fitting of its preference for much drier habitat, like this dry, brownish tropical savanna we get around Hua Hin. But it's got a patchy distribution, and people don't see it that often, to be honest. I'm a big fan of this species. It is a Dendrolaphis after all. This genus is great. And I also like this species because it doesn't bite, or very, very rarely bites. These guys have sharp teeth, so if they bit, it's always a little bit painful, but these guys are very gentle. But yeah, nice to show you guys this species. This road is actually insanely good for them. I found several here already, and these usually don't show up that often. I would say they're common around here, but they're definitely the second most common bronzeback if you don't know where to look. And because I do know where to look, I see a lot of these. Okay, during that walk, the rain completely cooled off, so I'm actually going to go for a cruise now. We'll still be shining in the bushes from my bike, but let's see if we can get anything on the road after the rain. As expected, the rain stops and the snakes come out. 1 minute of driving and we have our first snake of the night. Now, I can already tell this is the most predictable species ever to find on a night like this. It is a keeled slug snake. Now, as expected, these guys eat snails and slugs sometimes. So nights like this, absolutely perfect for finding them. Now, I don't believe I've actually shown one of these on the channel. Despite finding several, it was never on nights where I was filming. This is actually a really nice yellow one, and it's got some cool twin spotting on the back, so quite a nice individual to show you, honestly. They can be quite dull at times or quite pretty at others. They can have much stronger bands than these. Those are the sort of preferred individuals to photograph and to look at. So I'm not going to photograph this guy. Very common around my house. I'm sure I will see hundreds more. Ah, he's gone spastic. Relax, my friend, relax. This guy's pretty chubby. Been gorging itself on snails for the night, but yeah, just gonna put this guy back in the bush. Okay, after that Parius, the dumbest thing happened. My freaking bike ran out of fuel, like on the cruise back, and I had to push it for over 5 minutes back to our place, and now I have no fuel, so that cut the road cruising short. So I'm gonna link up with David. We're gonna go herping around our area and see what we can find. Hopefully add some more species to the night. Alright, I've decided to come down to these man-made ponds we have in our complex. I haven't checked them out on video before, but I thought tonight would be good because you get plumbeous water snakes in here, and I haven't showed them to you on the channel yet. I saw them in my first night here when it was raining, but since then, it's basically been dry as a bone, so there hasn't been any of these water snakes around, and I can actually see one periscoping out of the water right there. So you got to see a in situ find. Let me go rotate over and see if I can give you a better look. Okay, so here is a look at this periscoping in Hypsiscopus plumbea. I almost said the old name in Hydrus plumbea. This is a very, very common species across most of Thailand. And off he goes. I'm sure we can see another, so hold tight. Okay, just found this big plumbeous water snake here. I told you I'd find another one, and this is a great one to show. But believe me, I'm going nowhere near it. I do not want to take a bite off one of these things. They are notorious for having one of the worst bites of the Homolopsidae. It can create some seriously deep gashes, and it itches and can also swell at times because they are rear-fanged venomous. But yeah, not going to show this one for long, but it's good to show it properly on the channel for the first time. I knew we'd see them down in these ponds, and let's see if we can get something else. Okay guys, just caught something really cool off camera. I got a frickin' yellow spotted keelback, Faulia flavipunctatus. Now, very common species across Thailand, but not so much in the Hua Hin area, mainly because it's pretty dry around here. And also it's a species that I haven't seen that much in my time in Thailand, because I lived in the south where this species is not super common at all. It's mostly common north of the peninsula. But yeah, this is the first time I've seen this species in Thailand 2022, so of course it's a new one for the video. This one has some nice yellow on the neck, and as you can see, it's quite a big individual. They get bigger than this by quite a margin, but this is what you consider a solid adult. Anyway, I've got to catch him, 1 second. All right, anyway, it was too much hassle to film with the video light and do both at the same time, so just going to release this guy back into the water where he came from. All right, really cool and unexpected observation. Mating pair of Boiga multimaculata. Right at the spot where I found mine with Cass. There is 2 here. And these guys are showing up all over the place, but seeing a mating pair, you can see they're locked back here. That is actually low-key kind of crazy. You rarely see snakes doing anything, really. Eating, mating, male combat. It's incredibly rare that you get those kind of observations. This is only, what, I think the second time I've ever seen snakes mating. I know I began in my videos by saying that these were pretty uncommon around here, but this is the 5th, including both of these, I've seen in the 3.5 weeks I've been here. But this is crazy, really crazy. All right, in situ, completely unmoved. Here's a cute little Malayan pit viper. Very nice. All right, we just realized when looking at some old pictures that this is exactly the same one that we've seen how many times in this spot? Like, you've seen it several. At least once before me, and I saw it a couple times, and Jonathan saw it as well. Yeah, this guy here. The exact same little boss. He loves this spot, and the fact that they like bulldoze part of it hasn't stopped him from coming back, so very nice. Just like a minute after the last, this one in situ again, and a pretty big boss. Oh, he's made a run for it. Okay, it is the following night after you last saw me, and we're about to head out for some herping. It's a little bit late since we had a late dinner, and yes, I know I'm sunburned. I was out in the sun for a bit too long today. I'm very, very fair, it happens. But I'm not too sure how much we're gonna see tonight because it is full moon, but I'm not gonna play horoscopes for herpers. We're just gonna go out and see what we can find. I'm sure there'll be some stuff around, but me and Cass gotta do some driving and then go for a walk. Let's begin with some cruising. Okay, that did not take long. What are you? Oh, it's a snake we haven't seen before on the channel. This is the, what's the common name? Small banded KUKRI snake. Oligodon fasciolatus. Okay, oh. Now these guys can be a little bit spazzy. I'm gonna take a second to calm him down and then I'll be back with you. Okay, now here you can get a look. This one, now that it's sat still, is really pretty with like the very striated pattern. It doesn't have the typical actual bands you see on these guys. This one's basically lacking the bands entirely, but this species is highly variable and can come in many, many different morphs.
It is one of the most commonly seen snakes in the Hua Hin area. As far as like sightings by people and people who live here go, this is one of the most commonly seen species. But as for herping it goes, it's not been seen that much. I've now seen 3, I believe. This is the 3rd one I've seen since I've got here, which is the same as Muhot's KUKRI snake, the rarer one. So yeah, they show up around people's houses a lot. They live around the edges of houses and expats find them in their garden all the time. But for us herpers, you don't see them too often, even though they are, of course, one of the most common snakes in the area. But yeah, nice to show you one on the channel for the first time. I'm sure we're going to see many more of these as the year goes on, but remember this one as the first, and one with a particularly pretty pattern and docile disposition. But yeah, I'm going to let him off the road. See ya, bro. Holy fuck. Holy shit, dude. What the hell? Alright, be right back. Holy crap, what did I just find? Another Malayan Krait. Wow! I can't believe this. This one's clean too. It's still got black between the scales, but nowhere near as much as the other one. Wow! Alright, I'm gonna get myself something to handle this with, and I'll pick up the video in a minute. Okay, so as you could see, it was drizzling a bit in that clip, and as I was wrangling it, the heavens opened and we made a dash for it back for the house. I put it in a bag, and now I've got him out on my little porch area. But yeah, I can't believe it, a second one in 2 Hua Hin videos, and I was talking about this being one of the holy grail rarest snakes in Hua Hin. Now that's what's so great about making these videos, is that all these preconceived notions of snakes which are rare in the area could be proved completely wrong. We're going to explore the snakes of this area over the time that we're making these videos, and you never know, come the end of the year we might have found 10 to 15 of these and no longer think of them as being one of the rarest snakes in the area. Okay, I think that may be it from our friend there. I'm not sure how much more good footage I'm going to be able to get, but yeah, the rain's finally stopped, so we're going to get back out there and see if we can find anything else interesting. My main target for like nocturnal snakes is the small spotted coral snake. That's going to be the main target in every nocturnal herping venture around here from now on. But yeah, just look at this awesome snake. A night with a Krait is always great. Let's go. Excuse me, sir? Sir? This is not a very good place to take up ambush for the night, sir. This is a road. I know it's a quiet road, but it is still a road, my friend. And I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. But yeah, just got back on the road after the rain. I'm not sure if there's more rain coming in, but if there isn't, who knows, could be some interesting stuff out. This is the obligatory Malayan pit viper, one of the most common snakes in the area, and I might grab a picture or two before this guy gets off the road because he's looking very nice. A little further on from that Malayan pit viper, second snake of the pass. Again, as I said last night, very, very predictable species to find out on the road, similar to Malayan pit vipers, after rain, that is. A keeled slug snake. This one is pretty ugly, so I'm just going to flick it off the road. So from my bike, while zooming actually to try and avoid more rain, I spotted another mountain bronzeback. Showed a lot of these last night, so I won't be disturbing this, but it's actually a really pretty one. You can see on the neck there, it's got some nice patterning. These have got so stupidly common recently, it's actually got ridiculous. I cannot believe how many we're seeing. Is it due to the rain, or have I just picked up on where they sleep at night? I don't know, but they're everywhere. Okay, just spotted a snake attempting to cross this path. We all know what it's going to be. It's Nugapa, the Malayan pit viper. A big one, and with a lovely dusty Hua Hin typical coloration. Really, really nice. We've seen a lot of these the last couple nights, so I'm just going to let this one be. I'm not going to disturb it at all. All right, minutes after that Malayan pit viper, the heavens opened again. I sprinted back to my house, and now that it stopped raining, I'm back out again. And about 30 seconds into my drive, we got another keeled sluggy, Parius BERDMORES. This one's kind of pretty. Not as nice as the one we saw on the first night, but nicer than the one we saw earlier. And strangely very skinny. Whenever you want to get your nightly snake count up, you can always count on the vine snakes being around. I spotted these two from the bike. If you thought they were easy to spot before, well, when it rains, it actually becomes a joke how easy to spot they are. They just glow with a next level of shine. But we've taken a look at these before, so gonna keep moving. If there's one thing you see a lot of after rain, it's these giants from hell, Scolopendra dahani. Not sure what the common name is, giant centipede. Stay away. I must say, these gentlemen are terrible at picking good spots to ambush tonight. I actually went back before filming and checked to see if this is the same one as before, because no joke, the one that I filmed on the road before was like right there where my bike is. But despite being around the same size, this is not. You can see this one has a lot more pronounced silver on the lower side of the head, and also the pattern is a little more faded on the back. But I mean, guys, you gotta stop ambushing in the road. What is wrong with you? You might get squished, or, well, surely you can find somewhere better than this. Anyway, another Malayan pit viper. So common, so cool. Always happy to see one of these, never get tired of them. Very, very nice.